Good morning, everybody. This is David from our little patch of dirt. And today, I have a confession to make. I am a mass murderer. With my garden tools, I have killed tens, if not hundreds of thousands. And today, we're going to show you where we hid the bodies. Yeah, we're talking plants. Anybody who's been gardening for more than a minute will tell you, you have bad years. The weather's bad, you have bad germination rates, plant mismanagement. We all make mistakes. My daughter said last night that she kills every plant she tries to raise. When we first started, we killed a lot of plants. Some of it was our fault, some of it wasn't. We've had phenomenal years, and we've had years where we don't get to put anything up at the end of the year, or very little. And it seems like that whole year's effort was just a waste. But it's never a waste when you learn from your failures. We've learned what methods work, what methods don't, what species or cultivars work in our area, and which ones don't. I have killed enough coffee plants to supply a Navy ship for a month, and that is a lot of coffee. Gardening is just like life. It doesn't matter if you have a windowsill garden, a 1,000 square foot greenhouse, and an acre garden. If all you do are see your failures, you're never going to win. Gardening can be pretty intimidating for the beginner. There's a lot of work. And a lot of people quit because their first year they make a lot of mistakes. They overwater, they underwater. They don't see the reward for the effort they put into it, so they give up. I've discussed why we usually don't do biennial seeds. These are some beets. We actually saved the seed. 2 years worth of work and labor. And the germination rate is maybe 45 to 50%. And that gets really disheartening. Will we see the reward from the beets that we saved the seed from? Sure. Is it as good as we wanted it to be? No. Is it a failure? I guess that's all how you look at it. I got free seeds. I haven't counted up the plants yet, but there's probably a month's worth of beets there. Enough to put away a jar or two. So it's a win. It's not a great win, but it's not a failure.
And with any failure in the garden, all you can do is take it one seed at a time, one plant at a time, one row at a time, and one season at a time. And remember, there's always another season. Where we live, it's windy, it can be cold, it can get really hot. 3 years ago today, it was 92 in February. That's not how it's supposed to work. We start our snowball cauliflower in the greenhouse as early as possible, normally mid-December. As it gets larger, we kind of transplant it into larger and larger pots till finally into the ground. It is one of the only things we actually sow in the ground, in the greenhouse, so that we can actually get a harvest before it bolts from the heat. Bolting, of course, is going to flower. It's a biannual. You won't get seed the first year. Not worth my time. Next, we have to talk about pest problems in the greenhouse, or at least a small little pest we're having in the greenhouse. My beets have become the favorite of a mouse. Downfall to mice in the greenhouse: you can't have cats in the greenhouse. Cats in the greenhouse equal plants destroyed. And it's just a really large litter box for them. So, but it's not going to hold me back. Beets are resilient. Just going to keep on trucking with them, and they're just going to keep on putting on leaves, and I'm still when it's time to go out to the garden, gonna have beets.
On our little patch of dirt, somebody's always rewarded, even for our failures. Whether the chickens get fodder, the goats get greens, or the compost gets new material. So even failures can work out. The elements can play some nasty tricks on you in gardening. Watch me battle monster tumbleweeds. Penny saving ideas for the garden. Most grocery stores have a bulk spice section, and they're relatively inexpensive. But what most people don't know are those spices are seeds. Whether it's flaxseed, cilantro slash coriander seed, celery seed, a lot of these are viable seeds, and they are a lot cheaper than purchasing them in the little packets. I'm David,
And I'm Carla.
and remember, be like the bees. Float to the beautiful things in life.
And don't be afraid to sting the things that get in your way.
Thanks for visiting our little patch of dirt.
Come and see us again.